welcome. Finally, the Kingdom Lifestyle Resurge of 2024 is here. I am so excited, but I'm beyond excited. I am about getting the job done.
We are surrounded, everything in our life, unfortunately, in our Western world, focuses around food. And it starts with, you win the baseball game, go get an ice cream. You have a good recital, let's go out for some cone. You get a promotion, we're going to dinner. You go to a funeral, you go eat food.
I lost, in the first 3 weeks, I lost 16 pounds because
we tasted the little drops. We look for products that are cutting edge. However, they can't just be cutting edge. They must have the science and the research behind them, and they must be natural. They must be something that is going to feed our body.
Blessings, 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 blessings. And welcome to the Kingdom Prescription, God's Biblical Health Plan for Man. And I'm your sister, the Reverend Dr. Ruby McMillian Wade. Today, I'm excited because on last week, we ran a short little YouTube video that was speaking about ridding yourself of metabolic syndrome. I've been talking about the 5 keys that will bring us out of reverse type 2 diabetes. But it was brought to my attention that we needed to talk about actually the metabolic syndrome as well. And the metabolic syndrome is, is the one that we need to look at because it's such a threat to our health, especially those of us that have type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and all of that in our history. We know that generations, we knew that our parents, grandparents, all of them were victims of sugar, as they call it, years ago. This morning, I want to remind you of what type 2 diabetes onset is caused by. And it's a lot of the metabolics. In our book, I forgot, I can't do it because I'm in here. In our book, The Kingdom Prescription, God's Biblical Health Plan for Man, and the book that Diabetes Will Stop With Me, my first book, which speaks from my heart. Type 2 diabetes is, and it's not all sugar. I want to tell you that. It's not just sugar that causes us to develop type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. When we are consistently, listen, the difference is consistently eating the wrong types of food. And what is that? And that's things that are fried, that are dyed and laid to the side. I just have to put that in there because it's so true. So when we consistently have fats, unhealthy fats, when we consistently have starches, and we have less vegetables and fruit. Now we know that the phytonutrients are all vegetables, fruits of all types. And even when we have that with the various vegetables and things, we need to be careful about having, I love this, about having a lot of white potatoes, having a lot, not that that they're not healthy for you, but you can have too much of a good thing. Corn on the cob, potatoes and corn on the cob. Put a check by that we need to not have as much of that. Okay. Now, the other thing that we want to look at and what causes type 2 diabetes onset is not moving, not having a regular routine of exercise, not having a regular routine of movements, period. That you don't meditate, that you're not reading, you're not resting well. Okay. We have to make sure this is one habit that I had to break, and so will you. And that is sitting in front of the television for 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, eating, drinking sodas, eating popcorn, eating snacks. No. This readily and rapidly counterputs your system into ill health. Okay, so when we continue to eat before bed, these are the onsets. Then when we eat unhealthy foods and we go to bed on it at night, that's why we also have a lot of acid reflux that brings about that gaseous things that starts in our back and make us feel like we're having a heart attack or a stroke. So we're going to have to get to the right decisions. You're going to have to make sure that we pray, read the word, get the scriptures that's going to help us make it through, get the right ones, and slowly pray and ask the Lord to change our appetites. Okay. So now, once we have looked at the things that has us bound, and if it has us bound, then we're outside of the will of God, because his word says, lay aside. So that means we have an action to perform in getting healthy. The word says, lay aside every weight that so easily besets you. Okay. And so all the time, if it tastes good to you, doesn't mean that it's good for you. I know I'm just reiterating some points, because I know if you go back and watch last week's video, you'll see what the metabolic is. And we're going to talk about that too, because it's so close to the things, the 5 areas with the Kina prescription. Okay. That when you pay attention to these 5 areas, that you will release yourself. You'll start reversing this diabolic, what I call it, system, and all of the things in our bodies that we can help get well, bring it back to its original well state. Now, metabolic syndrome, first of all, your doctor will tell you, he does the same thing for people that come in that are newly diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The main thing that the doctor will tell you about diabetes is that when you have the onset, he tells you to lose weight. Why? Because most of us have on a lot of weight, even if we don't have the metabolic syndrome in our waistline, because, they weigh us, take our blood pressure. But how many doctors' offices have you been to that will measure your waistline? And when you get the Kina prescription, the one thing that I told you to do in there, you'll find that is to measure yourself, to measure your waistline, measure your hips, okay? Measure your arms, measure across your breast, your chest for men. And when you do that, as you are working on changing what you are going to be doing in your lifestyle, because remember, and you ought to tell yourself this, I'm not responsible for what happened in the past in my mother and grandparents' generation. I'm not responsible for that. But I am responsible now because it's been brought to my attention that I can now move forward and that I can have a healthy, abundant lifestyle. I can have a kingdom lifestyle. Okay. I can have the kingdom lifestyle that's going to keep me healthy. It's going to keep me wealthy and godly wisdom. And I'm going to live a long life. It's picking me up. It's making me whole. And that I don't have to worry about the dis-ease in my body that's going to take me out prematurely. And this one, yeah, because he already has let us know that he knows the thoughts that he thinks about us, and thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give us an expected end. We want an expected end of health, wealth, nutrition, all right? And the fact that we can breathe, all right? We can move, we can praise. Let's look at a comparison in the 5 graces for the kingdom prescription and the 5 areas in the metabolic syndrome. Okay, first of all, as I was stating, that the doctors don't tell you to measure yourself. This is the death trap. I really wanted to make it relevant for you. The death trap is your waistline, your BMI, your body mass index. This will take you out faster than anything else because it will cause the visceral fat. It will cause the stress on your heart. It will cause the stress on your kidneys and cause the stress on your lungs. When you look at the metabolic syndrome, you look at your waistline. For men, anything over 42, when you're going the other way, when you're getting 44, 46, when you're going that way, that's when my brother, oh, bless his heart, he sang himself. He sang himself and his wife for him to come off of, he was over 400 pounds. I am so absolutely proud of him and his wife for working the program, praying themselves through and doing what they have in front of them. And that is changing to the kingdom prescription lifestyle. They did it integrating some of the stuff that they were already on, because everyone that comes to the kingdom prescription platform looking for help and looking for the plan that God has made is already ill in their bodies. There's my sister, Juanita Smith, his wife. So when you look at someone, the lady on the left, that over 250 pounds, and then you have her mate was over 400 pounds. I think when I first met him, he was like 380 or 375. Can you imagine the weight and the stress? You put your body under constant stress when you have the metabolic syndrome. And that is the first one, the alarm, is large waistlines. The women that have waistlines over 32, 34, and 36, and you've gotten there and you have this big belly and you know that you're not pregnant, these are areas that will hurt you. Okay, we look at the men. Save yourself. Save your body. Save your marriage. Save your time that you're going to spend with your family, because it's real important so you don't leave before your time. The metabolic syndrome is this. Also, it encourages you to adopt a healthier lifestyle or a diet. You know, I don't deal with diet. It has to be a lifestyle, because diets only work for a small amount of time. After you have finished going through that part and then you go back. This is the issue. When you go back to eating unhealthy the way you were before, snacking, and then you have uncontrolled urges and things, you have that glutton things that comes over. And then after you have been on a diet and restricted yourself and thought that you were not privileged to a lot of things, it just goes crazy. And then it blows your fat cells up in you too. And then you wind up in a worse state of health than you did prior. An easy way to fix that is to do what I heard a doctor tell a patient. I was right there in the room. He said, what I want you to do, and he looked at me, he said, all I want you to do is eat God food, not man food. Everything that God made, eat it. There it is. Phytonutrients. Dense organic fruits and vegetables are nature's gift of light and light and color, and are critical to the management of aging and performance. They will help you keep life. And you know, the best thing to do, if I've never mentioned it, you need to eat these on an empty stomach without carbs clogging the way first. Okay, without that. So, all right, listen, I need to stop right here because I want you to pay attention to this commercial. And after that, I'm going to come right back and we're going to close out on the areas of the Kingdom Prescription and metabolic syndrome. Stay right there. And while you're there, call somebody and tell them to come and watch. All right.
Are you ready for a healthier lifestyle? We have great news. The Kingdom Prescription is here for you. Reverend Dr. Ruby McMillian Wade has dedicated her life to developing God's biblical health plan for humanity. And now you can join this health and wealth movement. Whether you're seeking help with gut and skin health, diabetes, weight loss solutions, detoxification, increased energy, fat burners, or immune system boosters, Dr. Wade, Love Biome, and the Kingdom Prescription have the tools you need. With her workbooks, DVDs, and guides, you can embark on a journey to better health. For more information, visit our website or give us a call.
Moving your body. This one is my favorite, and that I've always enjoyed. Moving, dancing, praising. When I put on praise music and dance around for 30 minutes or so, it's so many times that I'm just full of praise anyway. I'm just a shout waiting to happen, because I thank God so often for all the things that he's done, how he's brought me through, how he didn't allow the devil to kill me when I was 7, and when I was kidnapped and was threatened. And I look at how he has just endeared my life, how he did not allow me later on when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2010, that he did not allow me to go full blown into this thing. So, and what he did for me was give me this gift that I'm sharing with you right now. But I couldn't share it with you initially because he took me through it for me to understand it, do it, live it, so I could come back and really talk about it. Because I told the Lord, even when I was saved, when I was doing all sorts of things that was not commonly for us. And when he told me that he was giving me the Kingdom Prescription, and he gave me the 5 graces, and I was able to use them. Look, all I did was praise. I praised often. I put on the music, turned it on, did that. Okay, we'll move around for 30 minutes. And even if you're not deep breathing at this time, when you go ahead and dance and praise like nobody's there but you and God, I tell you, that is it. You'll find out that you'll build up. You might start off with 20 to 30 minutes, but you'll find quickly that you'll do a a simple thing that you'll do 40 to 50 minutes. And then while you're dancing, you will learn to move, and you'll do some simple, deep stretching, but it's deep. Okay. You can do some light weights while you're moving around. But I'm telling you that if you practice first just to do praise dance and do that before the Lord and thank him and just repeat his word back to him, that's all you need. I'm telling you, the rest of it will start coming. Okay. And make it a point. These are just tips, which are in the book. Make it a point that twice a week, 2 times a week, at least 8 hours, 2 times a week, that you go liquid. You can do, energy drinks. Protein drinks, not energy. Let me clarify that, not energy, because the energy would just blow you out. So what we want to do is have the protein drinks, and the other one is to make sure that we have only God foods, not cooked foods for the first set. You just want to eat raw. You want grapefruits, oranges, apples. You want grapes, pineapples, kiwi. You want all of that twice a week for 8 hours. And then when you come off of it, then you need to make sure that you have some type of hot vegetable soup or protein soup, you can have that's that hot apple cider vinegar with honey, okay, with the cinnamon stick. That thing is good. Okay, you can have it. So there's ways that you can help yourself to be healthy, and you don't have to worry about carrying around that metabolic syndrome, because it'll take you out. So you're going to learn that when you learn how to deep breathe, okay, it will relax you. It'll instantly lower your blood pressure. When you do it, when you pull in through your nostrils and blow out through your mouth, you will learn that this will help you. It'll pink you up. It'll keep you looking good. Okay. And one thing is for sure, that when you do deep breathing properly, you will never be constipated another day in your life. Never. Because when you pull your stomach in, okay, to hold your breath for 4 to 8 seconds and then let it out, what you're doing is you're massaging, your large and small intestines. It will help you push it through. Okay. So you can get off all of those unhealthy laxatives, because you don't have to have laxatives to be relieved. The only reason why you're doing that is because you're too sedentary and you're not moving around. You're not having enough water and fluids. Okay. That is the only reason why you're constipated. So when you reverse those things, give your body what it does need. Okay. And jump and then move and praise God and do the deep breathing. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that you will need. All right. And so the other thing I want to talk to you about is help your body. I used to smoke Salem Light 100s, and I did for several years in my early 20s. Well, when I was trying to be grown, and in my late teens, in my early 20s, mid 20s, I was, trying to be in the crowd with everybody else, but I realized I had a calling on my life, so I really couldn't do that. Okay. It wasn't working for me. So I asked the Lord to help me, and yes, he did. He delivered me from it. So you have to say to yourself, whether or not you want this, I did not want to be a teacher, preacher, speaker, prayer warrior with a Salem light hanging off my hand and out of the corner of my mouth. I didn't want it. So when I did ask God for it, he delivered me from it. Yeah, it took a series. I tried to quit on my own a couple of times and it didn't work. But when I put it on the third time and put it on the word, yes, it was. There it was. Yes, it did. So I just want to make sure that you understand that this is our mode of transportation, that we were bought with a price. Therefore, we need to glorify God with our body and in our spirit. Okay, which are God's. So when you ask for that help and you mean for that help, it's just there, just for the asking. So I want to come out today with this. I want you to really think about the things that I'm saying today. I'm being specifically on point. And I also want you to go back and look at last week's and look at the video of the metabolic syndrome and free yourself. Pull back. If this is something that you really want, it's yours for the asking. He will help you. Will you feel pain in some of it? When you experience hunger, will you feel pain? Yes, you will. But only for a short period of time. Because the longer you do it, the better you get. It's like fasting. It seemed like the first couple of days that you are just automatic. I mean, that you just gonna fall out and die almost. Let's just tell the truth. I mean, and if you're not in an atmosphere of where the presence of the Lord is, and you're trying to fast and you're just trying to do it with it'll really blow you over. So you have. Yeah, it is. It's preparation for greatness, a healthy lifestyle. And I'm preparing right now, which I'm going to say to you, that there's some changes coming for greatness. Greater is coming. So this is mid-March. So in approximately 2 weeks, we're going to take off for either 4 to 8 weeks. There's some things that we're preparing for that's going to be better for you and for us that we have not. They're going to be all new. So I want you to listen closely on what's going to be stated to you over the next couple of weeks in this month, because we only have 2 more weeks in the month of March. Wow. It just got here. We just did 2 and there's 2 more left. But because we love you, we want to give you fresh manna, fresh revelations that God has placed on our hearts. So when we do that, then we are in obedience and we are receiving what we need as well. A quiet environment improves your ability to focus on your task and problem solving. Yes, it does. The quiet environment. And that's what we're going to be doing. You know that we're in Lent season. That's the 40 days that we have before we have Resurrection Sunday. So it's time to give up some things. When you are in Lent season, it's about moving some things out of the way. You can't observe it and continue to do everything that you've been doing. So quickly, I just want to remind you that during this time in this season, think about what you'd like to not have anymore. You can ask God to help you move it. This is your turn. We love you, and there isn't anything that you can do about it. I want you to go and check out our website. We will have information there. Also, I want you to check out the Love Biome website. Go to the website. There's some new things that's there. I love it. We haven't talked about it much, but they are making great strides, as does the Kingdom Prescription. So today, tell somebody about the broadcast, and remember to do the best you can do, and then allow God to do the rest, because he wants you to be equipped, empowered, and have greatness in operation in your life. So until next week, same time, same place, stay blessed, stay focused in Jesus' name. We'll see you then. Bye.
Are you ready for a healthier lifestyle? We have great news. The Kingdom Prescription is here for you. Reverend Dr. Ruby McMillian Wade has dedicated her life to developing God's biblical health plan for humanity. And now you can join this health and wealth movement. Whether you're seeking help with gut and skin health, diabetes, weight loss solutions, detoxification, increased energy, fat burners, or immune system boosters, Dr. Wade, Love Biome, and the Kingdom Prescription have the tools you need. With her workbooks, DVDs, and guides, you can embark on a journey to better health. For more information, visit our website or give us a call.